Speaker, my question, why does this government place cabinet secrecy ahead of the national interest in health? Why does it place the political security of Liberal politicians ahead of the security of Canada's blood supply?
News coverage, guys. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, what's good? You know what I'm saying? We are here to be the new Maria in town. We're here to investigate what's going on, what's causing issues in our community, and what can we do to improve the system, guys, because we're living on a system. No matter what you call it or say, it is a system. So today, what is the purpose of the prison system? Is the prison system a slavery loophole? 3 slaves, and we're going to call them slaves because we already established in my previous videos that inmates are slaves. So 3 slaves experiments that are still impacting us today. And how are inmates being rehabilitated? That's what we're going to talk about today. So guys, hit the notification. Like I said, we're about to be nosy. The system is always watching us. So it's time for us to watch them. It's time for us to make sure that our taxpayer money is being used for what we're paying. Because, you know what I'm saying, I don't know where this money's going. And I want to know. So guys, stay tuned because it's about to go down here. All right, so let's go look at the 4 major goals of the criminal system, the court system, the justice system, the prison system, whatever system you want to call it, is still a system. Retribution, a punishment. They also make you pay a court fees and stuff like that. Rehabilitation, restoring someone to health or normal life through training. Deterrence, the action of discouraging an action or event through installing doubt or fear of the consequences. Incapacitation, the state of not having the necessary ability, qualification, or strength to perform some specific act or function. So these are the 4 main goals of the criminal system. This is what we're looking at. This is what they're saying. This is the goals. And this is what they're here to do. Okay, so let's take a look at the next question. So guys, what we need to ask ourselves is the prison system a loophole for slavery? So before we even jump into this conclusion, let's just see what slavery really means, because I feel like a lot of people are confused what slavery really means. They feel like, okay, slavery means that a black person was in a cotton field. That's what most people think, and it's just a black thing. But guys, slavery is condition in which one human being was owned by another. A slave was considered by law as property or chattel and was deprived of the most of the rights held by a free person. So basically, if something or someone owns you, you are a slave, okay? You have no rights. You are property of the free person or system or whatever they want to call it. If they own you, you are still a slave. So the 13th Amendment writes to the United States Constitution, neither slave or involuntary servitude except, guys, look at that word, except. That's a very important word. Words are very important. They're powerful. That's what God said. Watch your words. As a punishment for a crime whereof the party should have been thoroughly convicted should exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So guys, what this really means is that if you are a prisoner or, you don't have these rights, this law don't apply to you. So basically, you are still a slave of the system. Okay, so that's what it means. I'm sorry, I don't want to be the, party pooper or the person to be like, break the bad news, but slavery is still here because that word accept is giving the system a loophole to have slaves. Okay, we do have people out in the cotton field still, and when Abraham Lincoln signed this or created this amendment, you know, he was murdered and stuff like that. It took so many years for this to even been applied. But when it did become applicable, what happened was now, you know, the system found a loophole and it started creating like laws for little things. They even started creating laws if someone point the middle finger at someone, that was a crime and you're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They determine how much they want to give you. So when you're in prison, you're deprived. You have no rights. You know, you can't vote. You can't have no opinions. You nothing. You're nobody. So the system tell you, hey, I need you right now to become my guinea pig for experiments. Guess what? They have to do it because they're slaves. They don't belong to themselves. They belong to the system. So guys, is the system a loophole for slavery? You ask yourself that because I already came up with my conclusion. You know what I'm saying? So guys, this video coming up will be disturbing to a lot of people. So if you guys are very sensitive and stuff, I recommend you skip through this because, yeah, this is hard to look at, guys. So this is one of the inmates in Alabama. So take a look. So guys,
get help. This was Vaughn just 2 days ago. This was September 21st. Do you see this? It's hard to look at, I know. Promise you it's harder for him to go through it. It's harder for the family to know this is happening. Now I'm highlighting this story because for some reason, this state prison has some kind of control over the local media in Alabama, but they do not control me. Cassie said in her Facebook, medical attention he obviously needs. And the family needs to be assured of your efforts to make sure this human being receives a human experience while being incarcerated. There's a GoFundMe for them to help obtain a lawyer. The GoFundMe, I present that to you right here. This is for Costello Vaughn lawyer. Now let me shift gears. Who are the administrators of the Elmore prison? Put them up. Look at that. The administrators of Elmore are Rolanda Calloway, and Jeffrey Baldwin. They are the administrators. John Hamm, the ADOC commissioner. Let's expose him. This is John Hamm, Alabama Department of Corrections. Even though the public and media have been stonewalled, here's the contact info for.
So guys, I know that was very disturbing and it was like very sad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to see that someone could be going through that. You know what I mean? And the sad part about it that this is caused by a man. This is not caused by God because God said that he created man in his perfect image. You know what I'm saying? But if, you know, our food source and things like that is not well, then we're going to be born into things that's not in God's image. So it's so, like, if you see the picture of how he looked before and then after a few months, and then you see his swollen feet, that's actually like fentanyl. Like, that's not, like, that's a drug that is man-made. You know what I'm saying? He must have been giving drugs. And the thing that I don't understand is, like, how can these prisoners be getting drugs if they are behind walls? So somebody should be bringing the drugs into the system. You know what I'm saying? And they cannot say that it is guests or the visitors, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, how can a visitor bring this much drugs? Someone is feeding these people drugs. You know what I'm saying? And, like, sadly to say, it looks like that guy had been on a lot of drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and who is giving these people the drugs? So I'm not saying it's his fault, but who is doing this? If they're behind bars, and, like, I know for sure when you go through the system and you get booked, you have to squat. So how can you bring all these drugs in? Someone is bringing the drugs. So who is bringing the drugs? ask the question, guys. It's all about exploring questions. Marias, let's go. Explore the questions. Once you start asking questions, things start making sense and you start seeing things like movies. Like, guys, pay attention because it's all about paying attention. It's all about being conscious. It's all about be nosy. They tell us not to be nosy, but like they know our addresses, they know everything about us. Social, they give us a number, but like, all right, guys, I'm not getting into that. So let's take a look into what the system and what the experiment. Gonna experiment little rats forever. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, guys, this is for entertainment purposes, but I'd rather choose a Bill Clinton or a politician who literally, like, guys, come on, look what they're doing to our kids. They are actually trying to promote something that's fake, and they're trying to go to the school board and have stories. Like, if you guys keep watching my stuff, because, you know, this is like really life stuff that makes sense. So one of my videos that I was, you know, presenting, there's a school board, and I mean, guys, what the school book is saying, and the school board denied it. And then we came to the conclusion that there's a group of elite, you know what I'm saying? Like, they started shit, and then they always have a solution, and the solution is them pushing their agenda on us. And you know what? If they want to push their agendas, then I don't know. And I God forbid me if for saying this, then you know what? Do that to your own kids. If you want to experiment something, do that in your own house. But don't come here and do that other people's kids. Respect people, respect their kids, respect their feelings, respect everyone. If we all learn how to respect each other, then we all would have a great life. But I guess because they're supposed to be the leaders and they're supposed to be teaching people, and you know, so we could be following them, you know what I'm saying? But what they're teaching us to follow things that are really bad. And then when we do follow them, there's always consequences that put us in slavery. So what is the point? But I don't see none of these people in prison. I don't see none of these people in jail. I don't see none. There's so much evidence. God forbid if I throw a water bottle at someone. Guess what, guys? That is assault with a deadly weapon charge. If you throw a water bottle at somebody, spit on someone's face, that's a battery. But when a politician steals, robs, kills half of the world, you know what I'm saying? They're a politician. All they got to do is pay a fine, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Pay a fine, go to court, pay a fine. But who's paying for these fines? I mean, that's the question. Who's paying for these fines? We are. So they get to eliminate the world, and then, hey, you know, our little slaves are going to pay our fines. Why are they not being sued directly? Why are they not being in prison? Like, why? So a politician is above the law? That's what you're saying? So the game is played this way. Let's push our little slaves. Let's see what we could do. Use them like little guinea pigs and stuff like that. And, you know, because before something is even approved, it has to be tested on some human beings. You know what I'm saying? It has to be tested so it could be sold. But who they're selling it to? Who's buying the stuff? Who's buying the products? We are. So when they make us sick, they infect our food. When they inject HIV, all this stuff into you, what happens? They give you insurance, and that's it. And then we are paying for this, our taxes, and they're a politician. So guys, I'm not here to, you know, I'm just here to express my opinion. That's all I'm saying. So who this land belongs to? Because it says land of the free, right? But if a man is free, then he can do whatever he wants. But what about, you know, when he breaks the law, he's above it because he's a free man? This only applies to slaves. All these laws and rules and regulations and all this extra stuff only applies to us, society. What about them? Why are we not in the government? Why we can't be the one elected to be in the office? Why do only they get to be elected? You know what I'm saying? They want to push the pronouns. So is it because they want them to say they? That's why people calling themselves they, because everything is about they, them. You know what I'm saying? He, she, that's it, them. They only care about them. So why can't we not be the one control of where this money is going? Really fix our neighborhoods, really fix the roads, really build houses. We have millions of people who are homeless right now. So guys, I'm not gonna get into that because it gets deep, because I just want it to make sense. Make it make sense to me. That's all I want. Make it make sense to all of us. Show us statements. You guys want to go after Trump, God forbid Trump, and I'm not here to push Trump on nobody, because Trump, you know, I just started liking him. Why? Because he's a businessman. He's not into all that. He just want to be the greatest president to ever live. He want to be known. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's after, the title, and he's gonna make sure that he does the job. Trump has money. These politicians, they get paid $300,000. What is that? $300,000. So what they really make money off is the side gigs, showing up, you know, memes, all this stuff. That's how they make money. Because $300,000 is nothing. No, it's not much money. Because there's people making millions. You could own a business and make billions. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So let's take a look at what's been going on, because come on, Marias, that's what we're here for. Let's get a little flashlight, grab the coffee, because we about to go check this out real quick. So in 1964, the great state of Arkansas had a great idea. They was like, hey, we want our prison system to make money, and plus we want our inmates to make money. So what we're going to do is we're going to open a blood operation, and we're going to have inmates sell their blood. We'll give them $7 and we'll keep 50. But guys, the crazy part about the whole thing was that it was not tested. None of this blood was tested. It was being sold all over the world, and as we know it, it's called HIV today, and that's what started the pandemic. But guys, watch this next one, because if you guys want to be creeped out and like scared, like in real life, like horror story, please don't watch this if you're a scary cat, because guys, this one is very important next. It all adds up together. It all adds up. So check this one out. So in 1942, guys, something really crazy happened, and it was a hepatitis experiment that was being done on inmates, also on disabled kids. And guys, watch one of my videos, the HIV one. I am literally shaking right now. I'm trying to get this together, but it's very hard right now. But I told people, you know, the movie Get Out, I think this movie is like a real movie. You know what I'm saying? Watch the first video that I made, but I was like, I think it's a movie. I think, you know, they were infecting inmates that were going to the Clinton mansion. I'm like, I know they was giving them a nice cup of milk. They probably was causing HIV. And look, as I'm researching, I'm shaking. Look at this. In 1942, what they was doing was they were infecting inmates with hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and they were putting it through their food. So they contaminated the food, and like before, they was giving them milkshakes, and they was giving them milkshakes, and as the milkshake had all this kind of infection and viruses, so that the inmates, because you know milk is cow milk, is blood, you know what I'm saying? HIV comes from a cow, an infected cow that has cancer. How they get cancer is because they're putting this man-made, you know, injections to these animals. They're causing them to get sick, because God created us in his perfect image. God didn't create us to be sick, or animals, you know what I'm saying? Someone is making these animals sick. So guys, watch the next one. Like, this is crazy. I knew people was like, Bree, you're crazy. This cannot be true. They can't do something like this. How? They can't do that. Look it up. Look it up. Do your own research. Maria's in town. We'll be here. Look it up. We're over here doing the job for you guys. Look, they was infecting people through milk. They was infecting them on purpose without them knowing. And watch the next one. It's gonna get creepier. I don't know which one takes the cake. Killing over millions of people, or this doctor, Mr. Stanley, in 1919. What he was doing was, guys, this is very disturbing. He was removing the testicles of prisoner male, and he was replacing them with an animal one, and he did over 10,000 of these in 20 years. Who is allowing this to happen? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Who is allowing people to do this to others? Who is allowing this? You know, because someone needs to know. They're providing the space, they're providing the tools, they're providing the fundings. Because I know Mr. Stanley was not doing this for free. You know what I'm saying? I know he wasn't doing it for free. So what was he trying to learn? How to do this? So then now they turn little boys into little girls, so they could learn how to remove testicles from little boys. So they was already experimenting this in 1919. Guys, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we are living in the end of times, like a horror story. Just finding out this information is very, very disturbing. I just don't know. And I'm not here to scare people. I'm just researching. It's not my fault that all things are coming out to the light. God did promise revelation. So revelation means that he's going to reveal what's going on, and he's revealing it. And I'm glad he's using me to do this because I love to do this. Come on, Marias. What's next? We about to keep investigating. Guys, and my channel, like I said, it's about investigating. It's about the truth. It's about seeking answers because, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm just tired of the crap. I just want to be happy. I just want to be free. I want everybody to be free. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to just mind their little business, go and do whatever they do, but just stop doing things to people. Mind your business. You know what? Just follow the 10 commandments. You know what I'm saying? Don't steal, don't kill, love your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Mind your business. God is first. Respect the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Like, just follow those and you're good. That's all you need to follow. Why do we need to follow all these imaginary laws that they created, but they don't follow the laws? I don't get it. I don't. You guys, make it make sense to me because it's not making sense. So how are inmates being rehabilitated? That's the question. And I really, really want to know these answers because, giving someone 30 or 40 years off rip, how is that going to help someone? What programs is set right now, that is helping inmates? How are they being helped? First of all, you have them working for 50 cents. A lot of people don't have family. A lot of people are by themselves on this earth. They're experiencing right now. So how do you expect someone when they do get released? How do you expect them to have to start a new life when you didn't train them for nothing? You didn't give them money. You just let them out in the wildness. You just like, hey, F you, come back. You have a bad record. Nobody's going to want to hire you. Where are you going to live at? Like, what are you expecting these people to do when you just release them? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they working for 50 cents? I feel like inmates, if these companies are paying the system all this money for having the labor, then why are these inmates not being given the money that they're working for? Why not put it in a savings account so when they do get out, they have some money to start? Even to get a hotel room. What do you expect these people to go sleep in the streets? You're not giving them a place to stay. You just threw them in jail for 10 years. It depends on the sentence. Like, how are they being helped? How? No. The system is just teaching them to keep coming back so they could just be another paycheck and more free labor. Guys, how is the system helping people? How? If it's really working, we wouldn't have all these inmates. If it's really working, then we wouldn't have private prisons suing the system for not bringing inmates. So if you're supposed to be bringing inmates, that means you're supposed to keep polluting the air so the air could be full of pollution. So it could keep messing up everything. If you know what I mean, if you know what I'm saying. So how? If your job is to keep bringing people back, so then how are you supposed to be fixing people? It's like you're building these walls so you can make money and you can have slaves. How are you helping these people? You're not helping nobody. So guys, the system don't give a shit about you, me, nobody. They probably love their little puppies more than they love humans, to be honest. They only care about their kids and themselves. These politicians, you see them right here in the courtroom arguing back and forth. The courtroom, baby, is like a tennis field. It's a court. It's a game. They be arguing back and forth, but then when they leave the courtroom, they go eat up. They go eat up together, talk about what we're gonna do next. Chill, fly to private islands. Hang out with little. You guys use your brain. You know what I mean? So how is the system helping us? It haven't helped us. So when are they planning to start helping us? When are these new roads are going to be built? When are these new housing going to be built? We have people in the streets right now, homeless. We have people serving 40, 50 years for little drug charges, but you are above the law. So what is that? Are we actually free? Or are we just modern day slaves? Here, be happy. You are not in chains, but I have imaginary wall around. This is the neighborhood you need to live. I'm going to keep you guys in this part of the field and these acres. If you guys make it, if you guys use little brains, hallelujah, clapping. Now you guys are part of this team, this part of this fence, and you guys are the free men. But you guys are not free. You guys are modern day slaves, starting from prisoners, ending with me. So if you still on, that means you really care about your community. You really care about what's going on. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I'm saying? You're sick and tired of having to wake up to a job that you hate. You're sick and tired of having to tell them when you want a day off. And you're sick and tired of them telling you, oh, you work this much, this is how much you worth, and this is how much hours you gotta make to a little bit of survive, because we own everything. The land that you right now sleeping in, guess what? It's a mortgage or it's a landlord, so you gotta still pay us because we have this fake money and we told you guys we own all the land. The land of the free. Okay, so you own all the land. So basically you already told us you're owning all this land, so we gotta work to pay off this land, plus the debt that you guys took from many decades ago that I don't even know why I'm paying IRS when the IRS, let's not get into that, guys. That's not right now. Let's get into that another time. So that means you do care. So guys, we covered a few hot news topics, and I'm going to say news because, I'm going to be reporting this like it's happening in today's society, because I'm sorry to tell you guys, this is happening right now in today's society, but it's not being covered by the news because the news, they need the new stuff coming out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. They distract you with scandals. They put these celebrities that are little puppets. They're dancing and little puppets. We're more free than little puppets of the celebrities. These celebrities are very depressed, very sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how they live. Every time they come out, it's a flies all everywhere. But we're not covering these topics. When I start seeing like what Ye said, when I start seeing these celebrities talking, covering topics that actually make sense, actually going to help the community, rather than promoting us to vote for Joe Biden. Why I haven't heard one celebrity talk about Joe Biden yet? Why I haven't heard any celebrity say, yay, our borders are open, guys. We have open borders. Okay, so we have open borders. We have a pandemic. We have two pandemics. One is blood that's killing everybody that we forgot to talk about, HIV. Then we have this crew, the new group called the LGBT plus. We forgot to tell you the plus is for HIV. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose. And the purpose to go into your schools and take over your kids. And oh yeah, we've been doing experiments on prisoners, how to remove testicles already. So guys, you're in good hands and we'll pay for it. So also, I don't know about Elon Musk a little bit. And I'm going to be honest. If he is working and he's doing a good deed, then you know what? God bless him. And he's part of this team. But if Eli's just doing that, Twitter, I haven't seen one person went to jail yet. What happened? They're above the law. They don't go to jail. They get to do all this crime. Oh, God forbid, I lied about my name. Oh, that's a charge. You're lying about your name. That's a felony charge right there. How the hell you get a felony charge for lying about your name? But you guys, okay, yeah, we established that. So Eli, I don't understand because, okay, one thing is I haven't seen no one get arrested yet. Is he trying to win our trust? Because we all know we can't trust the system, and the system knows that. So the system is always going to try to manipulate people. Oh, let's try to look the hero. You know what I'm saying? And then after everybody loves him, everybody's like, yay, Eli. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, microchips. First of all, China already had chips, guys. They already do have chips. We already have chips, but they're not installing us. It's called phones. They're always listening to everything. Every time you sign up for an app, guess what? Why don't we get to pick the terms? You guys get to pick the terms, huh? And the condition. Everything is about your terms and condition, huh? When can we have our own terms and condition? When can we go work in the office? When can we be the leaders of the neighborhoods? When can we be the president? When can we all work and just you guys sit back and just let us take over? Because you guys have not been doing good. And guys, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. This is for educational because you know how it is. We have a Twitter people now. Their new job is to, sit back and the intelligence and the security is at risk if you're too smart. So guys, all I'm saying is that make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me because it's not. So I see you guys next time. And I do want to say one thing. If just believe that this land belongs to God. God is here. Look at all the stuff that's going on. This is all promised in the Revelation. He said we're going to go through starvation. Look what they're doing to our food. It's going to come to the light because it's not making sense. People are tired. So if you're sick and tired, you know what? You do something about it. And it starts with you and it ends with you. But it always has to be with God because God comes first.
When we get this thing over with, you can write a book on it after we get to the office. He did it. He just didn't. You know, I have a. Okay, and bring Mr. Simmons back in. Just Mr. Simmons. Mr. Simmons, after listening to testimony and going over the reports, the board has voted at this time to deny your request for parole. And certainly you have a right to pursue your case through the United States Supreme Court, and I certainly would do that. You know, that's your legal right. Good luck.
I wish there were more forgiveness from the victims, for those inmates who actually are worthy of forgiveness. And then you say, well, he murdered and killed and he did all these horrible things, he's never worthy of forgiveness. But it's not biblical. If you're a Christian, you got to believe in forgiveness. It's real hard. He murdered my son. You need to be hard, and that's the difference. That's the battle between the spiritual and the worldly. That's the struggle of life itself. And you see that struggle at the prison. We see what nobody else sees. And it's sad what we see.